Breaking news. It seems that the beloved Morgan Freeman has been a part of a gruesome 4-car pileup on I-90. He was driving his sky blue Maserati when another car with Joey King driving T-boned him. This collision managed to cause 2 more cars to crash into the already frightening accident.
He is now at Massachusetts General Hospital, where doctors are trying desperately to save him from the coma he is currently in. Other scientists nearby believe that the only way to wake him up from the coma is to watch a movie from his collection of drama, action, and comedy movies starring one of his favorite actors, Jack Black, Jennifer Lawrence, or Tom Cruise.
From their research so far, the scientists have learned that if a Jennifer Lawrence drama movie plays, Morgan will sadly die immediately. Let's go take a peek into the lab, where they're figuring out the probability of this happening if a movie is picked randomly from Morgan's collection. Okay, here's what we know. Regarding Jack Black movies, 25% of all movies are Jack Black. Within that, we have 89% of them are comedy, 2% are drama, and 9% are action. Moving on to Tom Cruise, 46% of all movies are Tom Cruise. We have 10% are comedy, 20% are drama, and 70% are action. Moving on to Jennifer Lawrence, we have 29% of all movies are Jennifer Lawrence. 5% of them are comedy, 10% are drama, and 85% of them are action. Now we need to figure out the chances Morgan will suddenly die.
We need to use conditional probability. Conditional probability states the probability of A and B is equal to the probability of A multiplied by the probability of B given A. In this context, the probability of the movie starring Jennifer Lawrence and being a drama is equal to the probability of it being a Jennifer Lawrence movie multiplied by the probability of it being drama given it stars Jennifer Lawrence. That means we multiply 29% by 10%. And we get 2.9%. There's a 2.9% chance that Morgan will die.
And just minutes after discovering that frightening news, the scientists have also discovered that if any action movie starts to play, Morgan will have to spend the rest of his days spent on life support. I think with this new situation, we should approach it similarly to how we did the Jennifer Lawrence and drama movie, except this time we apply it to all the actors and then add them together to find the total probability of the movie being in action.
Exactly. Let's start with Jack Black. The probability of it being a Jack Black movie and an action movie is equal to the probability of it being a Jack Black movie multiplied by the probability of it being an action movie given it's a Jack Black movie, which is equal to 0.25 multiplied by 0.9, which is equal to 2.25%.
Next is Tom Cruise. The probability of it being a Tom Cruise and action movie is the probability of it being a Tom Cruise movie multiplied by the probability of it being an action given it stars Tom Cruise. That is 0.46 multiplied by 0.7, and that gives us 32.2%.
Finally, we have a Jennifer Lawrence movie that's an action. So it's the probability of a Jennifer Lawrence movie multiplied by the probability that it's an action movie, given that it's Jennifer Lawrence, which is equal to 0.29 times 0.85, which is 24.65%.
Let's add up all these probabilities to figure out the possibility that this movie is an action movie. We have 0.0225 plus 0.322 plus 0.2465, which equates to 59.1%. That's some high stakes! This just in. We've received a breaking news update from Morgan's doctor. The only way the beloved actor will wake up is if the randomly selected movie is a comedy movie starring Jack Black.
The doctors have reason to believe that they are able to ensure the random movie is a comedy. So now the scientists must figure out the probability of the movie starring Jack Black, given that it's a comedy.
Let's take a look at Bayes' theorem. The probability that it is a Jack Black movie, given it is a comedy, is the probability that it is a Jack Black movie multiplied by the probability of comedy, given Jack Black stars in it. We divide all of this by the probability that it is a comedy movie.
The entertainment industry is on its toes. Let's figure this out right now. So the probability of it being a Jack Black movie is 0.25. And then you multiply that by the probability of it being a comedy, given that it's Jack Black, which is 0.89. And that all equals 0.2225. From here, we still need to divide this by the probability the movie is a comedy. We can figure it out the same way that we figured out the probability of a movie was an action.
We're running out of time. I already wrote out the equation. We have 0.25 times 0.89 plus 0.46 times 0.1 plus 0.29 times 0.05, which equals 0.283. We then divide our previous calculation by this number to equal 78.6% chance that the Jack Black movie we play is a comedy. Let's tell the doctor it's time to play the movie.
Now for the moment of truth.
Hear the legends of the
He's alive!
Folks, Morgan Freeman is saved.
Thank you to all the scientists for their hard work. Without your probability skills, we may have lost one of the greatest actors of our time.